Men are losing muscle and strength on GLP-1s, and they're getting what they call Ozempic face. And some studies are showing that up to 40% of the weight lost on GLP-1s is muscle for some people. That being said, if you're on a GLP-1 or you're considering going on one, this isn't a guaranteed thing that has to happen, especially if you have a proper plan. Because if you care about quality of life and being able to do more things as you get older, muscle is something we're gonna wanna do everything in our power to try to keep as we age. If you have some more muscle on you, it makes you more resilient and like injury resistant. It also makes you have better bone density, typically if you have more muscle. So if you're an older person and you fall, you're less likely to break a bone if you're someone who is like working out and has a little bit more muscle and bone density on you. You'll also be able to do more of the activities that you like for a longer period of time, like playing a sport you like, or maybe playing with kids or grandkids, or things like traveling. You'll be more mobile, so you won't be limited in doing those things. If you have a little bit more muscle on you, you'll also have a stronger metabolism, so you can probably manage a good healthy weight a little bit more easily. And of course, you'll stay stronger into your 60s, 70s, and 80s. Not to mention, you'll probably look a little bit better too, both in and out of your clothes. But here's the crazy thing about GLP-1s and about weight loss in general that I don't really see anybody explaining, which is that even for the average weight loss seeker who isn't taking a GLP-1, they're likely to lose a similar amount of muscle to someone who is on a GLP-1 if both people lose the same amount of weight. If neither of them have a proper plan to maintain muscle, they will both lose significant amounts of muscle. Yes, that is correct. The majority of people who lose any significant amount of weight lose muscle along with that. So whether you're on a GLP-1 medication or you're not, I could care less. I have some clients who are on them and I have plenty of clients who are not on them. These are the two most important things you need to do to give yourself the best possible chance at maintaining muscle while you are on your fat loss journey of getting leaner. Number one is strength training, but listen closely, because if you aren't strength training at all, it's not a part of your routine every single week where at least a few times you're strength training, you will absolutely lose muscle. Whether you're in your 30s, whether you're in your 40s or your 80s, if you're not strength training at all, it's not part of your life, you are going to lose muscle. They say in the industry, if you don't use it, you lose it. So here's what is ideal with strength training. Having a structured and balanced workout routine anywhere from 3 to 5 times per week. That can be at the gym or at home, but it has to be structured and balanced. You can't just be doing 100 push-ups and 100 sit-ups every day and think that's a balanced routine. You're neglecting all the other muscle groups except your chest and your abs. And just following random ass YouTube follow along workouts does not qualify as a structured and balanced routine that is progressive. It's random shit. There's 17-year-old kids in India who are following the same routine, as well as 62-year-old women named Karen who have totally different goals who are both following the same workout routine. And when I say a progressive routine, what I mean is that you actually have to strive to make progress and to get stronger. So you aren't just going through the motions, doing the same weight every week, doing the same reps every single week, the same amount of sets. That's just going through the motions. You do need to be challenging yourself and actually trying to get an extra rep compared to last time, or doing an extra 5 pounds compared to last time, or making some part of progress, whether it's maintaining form longer throughout the set. Now, the number 2 thing you need to do is eat the right amount of protein. A higher protein diet is going to be advantageous for improving your body composition and for maintaining muscle, which you already know. Now, if you've got no plan at all, this is the amount of protein I would start in as far as what you should eat per day. The amount of grams of protein per day you should eat equals 1.2 times your lean body mass. If you don't know what your lean body mass is, look it up. It takes 10 seconds and you can figure it out. It's very easy. or book a call with me somewhere in the description below and I can help you out with this type of stuff. But as an example, let's take a 5'9" man who is 200 pounds and about 30% body fat. His lean body mass would be about 140 pounds. So you would take 1.2 times 140 and that equals 168. And that's how many grams of protein he should eat per day. And by the way, this is like kind of on the lower end. This is like a minimum. You could certainly make the argument that he should eat more than that to give himself an even better chance at maintaining muscle. And if you were a client of mine and I was able to evaluate everything about your life before setting you up with your target macros, I would almost certainly set you up with more protein than that, but that's a good place to start. So if you're on your weight loss journey and it's a priority of yours to maintain as much muscle as you can throughout the process, these are the two very basic, simple first steps you need to get started on in order to give yourself the best chance at maintaining muscle. There's a few other things you can do that will help, and I'll leave a video where I explain those things somewhere up here, and you can watch that video. It's a little bit more in depth, but you absolutely can lose a bunch of weight, whether you're on a GLP-1 or you're not, and still maintain muscle and maybe even build a little bit of muscle. I've had many clients lose 20 or more pounds while building 2, 3, 4 pounds of muscle, which is a really incredible achievement, just like Rob, just like Rich, just like Steve. All three of these guys are in their 50s or 60s and they were able to do that. Thank you so much for checking out the video. I hope it was helpful, and if it was, consider subscribing because I make new videos just like this every single week, and I'll catch you over on that next video.